Xuefeng's perspectives on current affairs. Xuefeng's perspectives on current affairs. Insights from the Life Genuine Guide. The United States must not deport undocumented immigrants. By Xuefeng. November 26, 2024. In God we trust. This motto represents the founding principle of the United States. When the foundation is strong, the path forward is clear. When the foundation falters, the path disappears. Every person on earth is a child of God. Protecting God's children aligns with God's will and is a duty for the strong. When someone leaves their beloved homeland, traverses mountains and rivers, and risks their life to seek refuge with you, it is an act of trust, respect, and hope. Rejecting or expelling them drives them into despair. Let me ask, is this aligned with God's will? If it is not, can "In God we trust" truly remain the cornerstone of your nation? Deporting undocumented immigrants not only breaks their spirits, but also chills the hearts of countless others who dream of living in America. Becoming an American is the aspiration of countless talented individuals and ordinary people around the world. A place that so many long to reach represents the pinnacle of human civilization, embodying the most advanced systems and values of our time. Those who risk everything, enduring perilous journeys and crossing borders illegally, to come to America do so because they believe in the promise of what America stands for. This should be a source of immense pride for the nation. But if America chooses to expel undocumented immigrants and crush the dreams of those who admire it, what value does its strength truly hold for God's children, even if the nation grows stronger in other respects? A truly strong nation is one that unites hearts and inspires aspiration in people around the world. This is the true essence of a country's soft power. If a nation's strength is measured solely by stockpiles of nuclear weapons or rising economic indicators, then that strength is no different from that of a robber baron or a tyrant who rules through fear. The United States is vast. Even if an additional 100 or 200 million undocumented immigrants were to enter, it would not diminish the nation's strength. On the contrary, with the right policies, their arrival would make America even stronger. Consider the individuals who risk everything to reach the United States, enduring unimaginable hardships and dangers. These individuals embody immense creativity and boundless potential. With fair and just policies, they could infuse the nation with unparalleled energy and vitality. America's existence and strength are the cornerstone of humanity's progress toward greater civilization. An open America serves as a beacon of hope and a wellspring for global talent and labor. It must not retreat into isolation or turn its back on those seeking refuge. Deporting undocumented immigrants risks losing the very spirit that makes America great. If America forfeits its ability to inspire and unite people, it will begin to decline, perhaps following the path of the Soviet Union. Think of it this way. America is not just for Americans, it belongs to the world. The same holds true for Canada. 乌克兰胜负决定人类走向. Ukraine's outcome will shape humanity's future. By Xuefeng. November 27, 2024. For nearly 3 years, a ruthless neighbor has been invading Ukraine, committing atrocities, looting, and forcibly occupying its land. It even forbids Ukraine from forming harmonious, mutually beneficial relationships with other neighbors. This is a mockery of human society and a disgraceful assault on human civilization. For over 2 years, this powerful bully has been wreaking havoc and slaughtering. This demonstrates the weakness of the forces of civilization and justice in the world today. If the world had an abundance of civilized nations, this bully would have long been expelled from Ukraine and compelled to compensate for all its losses, twice over. The aggression against Ukraine persists. If Ukraine were to lose, humanity's hope for advancing to a higher form of civilization would be dashed, justice would vanish, and the world would descend into a hellish existence. Conversely, if Ukraine were to triumph, humanity would usher in a golden age, advancing into a higher form of civilization. For the sake of a more peaceful and beautiful tomorrow, it is imperative to defeat and utterly destroy Ukraine's oppressor, Russia. Otherwise, humanity's future will be shrouded in darkness. Allowing bullies and bandits to profit from aggression will only lead to an endless proliferation of tyrants and robbers, both large and small. Support for Ukraine's victory serves as a litmus test for determining whether an individual, a nation, or a country is civilized or barbaric. Those who stand with Ukraine are civilized. Those who support its oppressor are barbaric. In this clash between civilization and barbarism, those who remain neutral, whether they are individuals, nations, or states, are despicable. Their neutrality effectively condones, permits, and covertly aids barbarism. Imagine a village terrorized by a bully. The only way to restore harmony, peace, and happiness is for all the villagers to unite against the bully. If each villager looks out only for their own interests and refuses to help others, every villager will eventually fall victim to the bully's tyranny. If fear of the bully's strength leads to surrender, life will be lived in groans and sighs under the shadow of the bully's fist. If nuclear threats from such aggressors deter resistance, humanity will watch as they systematically annex the entire world, dragging it into an abyss of darkness. Do not think that your neighbor's suffering has nothing to do with you. If you ignore their pain, misfortune will eventually come to you. Do not think injustices suffered by others on this planet are unrelated to your life. Ignoring the suffering and injustices of others will ultimately lead you to taste the bitterness of suffering and injustice yourself. Here, I issue a warning to the United States. You are currently the pillar of human civilization and the guarantor of humanity's progress toward civilization. Your primary task is not America first, not make America great again, nor the expulsion of illegal immigrants. Your utmost priority should be to help Ukraine defeat and destroy its aggressor. You must spare no effort and employ all means necessary, using greater force to counter barbarism. Do not attempt to persuade aggressors to give up their invasion with morality, righteousness, or justice. The best way for civilization to deal with barbarism is to treat it in kind. Good remains good even if it appears evil. Evil remains evil even if it appears good. Land for peace agreements are unacceptable. That is akin to asking a woman to undress herself to ensure her rapist refrains from future assaults. Only by helping Ukraine reclaim all its land, driving the invader out of its home, and forcing it to pay double for the damages can humanity glimpse the dawn of civilization. Only then will those who harbor ambitions of bullying others, be they individuals, nations, or states, be warned into behaving like civilized beings. In summary, if humanity wishes to continue thriving on Earth and achieve a higher form of civilization, the priority is not advancing technology, competing for resources, or flaunting wealth. Instead, it is to crush the arrogance of bullies and aggressors like Ukraine's oppressor. 国际刑事法院是非不清. The International Criminal Court confuses right and wrong. Xuefeng. November 27, 2024. What defines the law? The law is any measure designed to protect people from unjust harm. Anything beyond this cannot genuinely be considered law. On November 21, 2024, the International Criminal Court (ICC) issued an arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This act does not uphold the law. It is a blatant violation that muddles right and wrong. The ICC claims Netanyahu committed war crimes and crimes against humanity during the Gaza war, which is the basis for its arrest warrant. Did Netanyahu commit war crimes? If so, does this mean that the United States and Britain committed war crimes during the Normandy landings in World War II? Does Ukraine entering Russian territory to combat aggressors also constitute war crimes? Who started this war? Why was Netanyahu compelled to enter Gaza to target Hamas? If you invade my territory, launch a surprise attack, kill and abduct my citizens, am I not entitled to retaliate? If you kill and kidnap my people and retreat to Gaza, does pursuing you into Gaza make me guilty of war crimes? If you take hostages to Gaza, am I not allowed to go there to rescue them? Civilian casualties occurred during the Gaza war. Who should bear responsibility for this? Who used civilians as human shields? When you hide in schools, hospitals, and residential areas and stubbornly resist, who is accountable for the casualties among Gaza civilians? Is it not the Hamas terrorists who launched surprise attacks on Israeli soil, killing and kidnapping Israeli civilians? How did the ICC's logic lead to the conclusion that a hero fighting against terrorist organizations becomes a criminal, warranting an arrest? According to the ICC's logic, if I invade your home, pillage it, and abduct your mother, wife, and daughter to my house, you are prohibited from coming to my house to recover them. If you do and I attack you, you are not allowed to fight back. Should you injure anyone in my house while resisting, you are guilty of war crimes. Did Netanyahu commit crimes against humanity? Destroying an organization engaged in terrorist activities is undeniably an act of protecting humanity. Yet, in the ICC's view, Netanyahu, who defends humanity, is branded as a criminal harming humanity. To reverse right and wrong to such an extent, is the ICC upholding the law, or is it breaking it? The ICC should be disbanded, and its judges sent home to farm potatoes. 18 major steps humanity must take toward a harmonious world. By Xuefeng. November 29, 2024. Let America be the America of all mankind, not just the America of Americans. Extend Europe's Schengen model to Africa, South America, and Asia. Merge the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada into the United States, ending their status as independent nations. Eliminate customs and immigration controls in countries with populations under 50 million, allowing the free movement of people and goods. Divide Russia into dozens of smaller countries, as humanity does not require a powerful Russia. Iran's religious leader, Khomeini, must step down from the religious stage. Humanity no longer requires religious leaders with significant unifying and mobilizing powers. Abolish all political parties worldwide, as history shows they bring fear and chaos rather than peace and happiness. Ban all forms of religious ceremonies and activities. Muslims must transcend Islam. This is the lesson and warning from ISIS, Hamas, Hezbollah, and Yemen's Houthi militia. All individuals worldwide must complete a 6-month spiritual purification course. Eliminate one-on-one marital relationships and dissolve the traditional family system. Replace all global currencies with F-coins and dismantle the global financial and banking system. Replace existing constitutions and legal systems worldwide with new values and frameworks. Abolish all holidays related to gods, Buddhas, deities, humans, nations, political parties, religions, and armies. Celebrate only nature-related holidays globally. Gradually substitute human labor with robotics and integrate AI into societal operations and management systems. Limit human lifespan to a maximum of 120 years, after which individuals must joyfully depart from Earth. Destroy all nuclear weapons. Restrict the tenure of leaders in any organization to a maximum of 8 years. Regardless of their accomplishments or abilities, they must step down afterward. No procedural safeguards, morality is hollow, and ideals are empty. Xuefeng. December 2, 2024. Throughout human history, sages, including gods, Buddhas, celestials, and saints, have extolled the virtues of morality. In China, values like benevolence, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and trust have been upheld for centuries, alongside ideals such as gentleness, kindness, respect, modesty, and deference. Christianity has promoted the virtue of love for over 2 millennia, and Buddhism has advocated for the Pure Land for just as long. Yet what is the result? Look at humanity today. We are still trapped in a jungle ruled by survival of the fittest. In this world, wealth and power are revered, while the powerless and penniless are reduced to insignificance. Human society does not operate on morality but on money and authority. Even with lofty moral ideals, who can survive without money? And even if morality is universally admired, how does it stand up to power? Especially under totalitarian regimes, morality becomes completely powerless. In the face of wealth and authority, even the grandest ideals are mere castles in the air, and the most beautiful dreams are no more than fleeting illusions. Where does the problem lie? The root issue lies in the lack of a production and living system that aligns with moral principles. Without procedural safeguards, morality is hollow, weak, and powerless. It inevitably surrenders to wealth and power. Without these safeguards, aspirations such as spiritual cultivation, elevating life to enter heaven, building earth into a paradise, or achieving democracy, human rights, freedom, and happiness remain mere fantasies, nothing but self-deception. The most ideal and beautiful life for humanity is one where everyone owns nothing but has everything. What kind of life constitutes a heavenly existence? The answer is this. A life where everyone owns nothing but has everything is a heavenly life. Any life outside of this cannot be called heavenly. Can humanity achieve such a state? The answer is no. Without a corresponding procedural system, it is entirely impossible. Owning nothing, won't one be reduced to a beggar? In a society propelled by wealth and power, mere survival without possessions is already a challenge, let alone having everything. Currently, only the Chanyuan celestials living in Life Chanyuan's second home truly understand and experience the meaning of owning nothing but having everything. The second home operates under a lifestyle system modeled after the primary paradise. Without this system, the morality I promote, truth, kindness, beauty, love, faith, and sincerity, would merely be an opiate for the masses. In that case, it would be more practical to encourage people to focus on earning money and gaining power. But does the second home system have issues? Of course it does. What happens when individuals join the second home but contribute nothing and merely consume? What about those who shirk responsibilities or fail to create value? How should we handle discord or members who do not adhere to the system? To address such problems, we must return to morality. Without a foundation of noble morality, the second home system cannot be sustained and will eventually collapse. This is because human nature harbors selfishness, greed, and the pursuit of power. If every member fails to achieve unselfishness, selflessness, non-attachment, and freedom from resentment, the second home will only be short-lived. In reality, morality is hollow, which is why Life Chanyuan transforms morality into actionable values. When morality is distilled into values, it becomes a guide for words and actions, a clear and concrete navigator. For example, kindness is a key component of morality. However, vague exhortations such as, everyone must be kind, are ineffective. What exactly constitutes kindness? There are countless interpretations. By contrast, Life Chanyuan translates kindness into actionable values. For instance, one value states, the heart of comparison is the root of evil. This makes it clear that refraining from comparison and rivalry embodies kindness. To cultivate kindness, one must avoid comparisons and competitions. The conclusion is this: without procedural safeguards, advocating morality is futile. Without morality as a foundation, an ideal procedural system cannot be established, and even if it were, it would be short-lived. A critical step is to transform morality into actionable values with specific content and standards. Neither planned economy nor market economy is good. Xuefeng, December 17, 2024. Today's world primarily relies on two economic models, the planned economy and the market economy. However, neither of these represents a civilized economic model. Instead, they are primitive and barbaric systems. The drawbacks of a planned economy: ineffective planning. Plans devised in offices fail to keep up with the rapidly changing market dynamics, making it impossible to develop practical and effective strategies. Breeding bureaucracy and corruption. Planned economies easily give rise to bureaucracy, speculators, and corrupt individuals. Flawed distribution mechanisms. A planned economy relies on a distribution mechanism, but who decides how resources are distributed? Who enforces the distribution? Unless sages are tasked with designing and implementing this system, anyone wielding the power to allocate resources will inevitably succumb to greed and corruption. Suppression of initiative and creativity. Planned economies stifle individual initiative and creativity, preventing people from fully utilizing their talents. They fail to achieve the ideals of utilizing everyone's talents to their fullest and making the best use of all resources. Loss of freedom. Planned economies deprive ordinary people of their basic freedom to survive independently, while nurturing a class of self-serving officials. Expanding bureaucracy. Government institutions in planned economies become increasingly bloated and complex, leading to unchecked growth in government expenditures and increasing the burden on ordinary people. Rising costs and resource wastage. Production costs continually escalate, resource waste intensifies, product diversity declines, and data falsification becomes rampant. Global incompatibility. Planned economies cannot overcome their contradictions and conflicts with global market systems. This often results in isolationism, restrictions on citizens' travel abroad, suppression of foreign information, and a societal drift toward extremism, ignorance, and hostility to external influences. In short, a planned economy inevitably leads to poverty and backwardness. The drawbacks of a market economy. Widening inequality. The rich become richer, while the poor become poorer, exacerbating social polarization. Unrestrained competition. Barbaric competition exploits resources without regard for the survival of future generations, accelerating the destruction of Earth's ecosystems. Overregulation and legal complexity. To curb monopolies, laws and regulations multiply, paradoxically reducing freedom. This also expands government bureaucracy and increases tax burdens. Money as the driving force. In market economies, money becomes the ultimate pursuit. When profit is placed above all else, legal disputes escalate, human relationships grow cold, and people's interactions are reduced to financial interests. Compassion and warmth disappear in the face of profit-driven priorities. Economic cycles and crises. Market economies are like balloons being continually inflated. Economic depressions are inevitable. Such crises lead to mass unemployment and force many into homelessness. Materialism and moral degradation. In market economies, talented individuals emerge in great numbers, the economy flourishes, wealth grows, and goods become endlessly abundant. However, this abundance causes people to lose sight of life's original purpose. Entrapped in vicious cycles of intense competition, people become increasingly consumed by greed and boundless material desires, leading to the degradation and corruption of human nature. Marginalization of the vulnerable. In a market economy, survival depends on one's abilities. Those with inherently lower intelligence or skills are marginalized. Welfare systems may allow them to survive, but their dignity is often stripped away. A reversal of humanity's ideal harmony. The market is like the vast African savanna and dense jungle, governed by the law of the jungle, where survival depends on ruthless struggle. The market economy, in essence, mirrors an animalistic jungle economy and runs counter to humanity's pursuit of an ideal harmonious world. While market economies foster prosperity, material abundance, and national strength, their pursuit is not justice but self-interest. Not the welfare of all humanity but the benefits of individuals, families, or nations. Not harmony with nature but confrontation against it. In short, a market economy destroys natural ecosystems and will ultimately lead to humanity's extinction. The path forward. Human progress cannot rely on either the planned economy or the market economy. Instead, we must adopt the heavenly kingdom economic system, the holographic economy. The holographic economy is the true direction for humanity's civilized economic development. Introduction to Holographic Economics. Xuefeng. December 18, 2024. Planned economies inevitably lead to poverty, ignorance, barbarism, and backwardness. Market economies, on the other hand, will result in the collapse of Earth's ecological systems and humanity's extinction. The only optimal path for humanity to achieve true civilization is through the implementation of a holographic economic system. Holographic economics is modeled on a heavenly economic framework, copying and adapting the foundational economic principles of heaven to earth. The purpose of holographic economics is to ensure that every person on earth enjoys a beautiful life, living joyfully and happily without anxiety over food, clothing, shelter, transportation, life, death, illness, or safety. It allows everyone to live a life of brilliance and to embody the highest qualities of truth, kindness, beauty, love, faith, and sincerity. The core principles of holographic economics include the following 18 points. All natural resources on Earth belong to the greatest creator and humanity as a whole. They do not belong to any nation, ethnicity, group, organization, or individual. Earth is the shared home of all humanity, and every global citizen has the inherent right to move and migrate freely across it. Marriage systems and nuclear family structures will disappear. People will live, work, and reside in internationalized communal homes where the care of the elderly and the upbringing of children are collectively supported by these global families. Education, healthcare, and judicial functions will be managed entirely by intelligent robots, silicon-based life forms, and provided free of charge, with no costs borne by individuals. All societal operations will be programmed and managed by AI, eliminating the need for any governmental administrative departments. No individual will possess any personal material wealth. Instead, everyone will have access to everything they need, eradicating poverty and wealth disparities. Any attempt by individuals to monopolize resources or accumulate wealth will be regarded as disgraceful and will be universally condemned. Traditional currency representing material wealth will disappear, replaced by F-coins, which symbolize spiritual and soul wealth. The number of F-coins one possesses reflects their contributions to humanity. The more F-coins one has, the higher their life quality and the greater their respect and love from both earthly and heavenly beings. This encourages everyone to actively earn F-coins, fostering material abundance, innovation, and ever-improving quality of life. People's desire for spiritual and soul wealth will surpass their pursuit of material wealth. They will realize that as their spiritual and soul wealth grows, material abundance naturally follows. At this point, people will come to realize just how backward, primitive, ignorant, and barbaric planned and market economies truly are. With cloud computing, big data, the Internet of Things, the Internet, and ChatGPT, humanity will calculate precisely what every individual in society needs daily. AI will ensure accurate production and distribution, removing inefficiencies caused by waste, human planning, and market regulation. Outputs will be displayed on large screens with pinpoint accuracy, aligning production with global needs. Global collaboration and division of labor will eliminate redundant factories, power plants, schools, hospitals, and products. Regions will utilize their unique climates, geographical conditions, and talents to serve all humanity, while their own needs are provided for by others. Under holographic economic principles, factories, schools, hospitals, markets, courts, banks, and similar institutions will vanish, replaced by millions of internationalized communal homes coordinated through AI analysis and regulation. Production and transportation costs will be minimized. Crimes such as theft, robbery, fraud, coercion, corruption, bribery, drug production, trafficking, and abuse will disappear, as the economic conditions and environments that breed such behavior will no longer exist. As a result, it will be impossible to commit crimes, and there will be no motivation to engage in criminal behavior. With global free movement and frequent exchanges between internationalized communal homes, alongside precise data on everyone's location and status, the expenditures on national defense, such as maintaining armies and producing weapons, will lose all necessity, value, and significance. Suicide rates will nearly vanish. The causes of suicide, such as depression, anxiety, and pressure, will be eliminated. Every day will be filled with joy, hope, beauty, and inspiration. The holographic economic system will designate a separate space for individuals who prefer selfishness, greed, excessive desires, laziness, opportunism, or those who aspire to dominate others, achieve historical fame, glorify their ancestors, become wealthy, hold high-ranking positions, or favor planned or market economies. For example, Australia could be set aside for them, where they can pursue their own way of life as they see fit. Meanwhile, those who do not wish to live in internationalized communal homes can be relocated to Australia, while individuals currently residing in Australia, who aspire to live in internationalized communal homes, can be brought out. This ensures that everyone has the freedom to choose their way of life and participate voluntarily. Although government becomes almost unnecessary in a holographic economic system, Earth's fragile environment and limited natural resources still warrant the existence of a global governing body. However, this government would not resemble current national governments. It would be symbolic, with true effectiveness ensured by sages among humanity. The above outlines the key principles of holographic economics. To fully comprehend and appreciate these principles, one must adopt the perspective of the greatest creator and view them through the lens of God, Buddha, and celestial beings. Furthermore, it requires understanding and internalizing these principles through advanced civilizational models.